We know President Biden has called on Congress to enshrine abortion rights in federal law. So joining me now is Michigan Democratic Congresswoman Debbie Dingell to discuss what comes next. Congresswoman, thank you so much for your time. This is a big ask from President Biden. Do you think this is a realistic goal?
So I think today has been a surreal day as a decision announced by the Supreme Court seems to have taken us back 50 years. The United States House has already done this. We've already passed legislation that would do it. The United States Senate, it requires 60 votes. I think everybody is taking a deep breath, quite frankly, unable to believe that this has happened and trying to determine how we are going to protect women for the short term and what we are going to do to ensure that women make their own health care decisions.
Congresswoman, there's been a lot of talk about how this could potentially galvanize support for the midterms for Democrats. Anecdotally, I have seen from a number of Democratic voters who are feeling very defeated right now, where they feel like they were already aggressively supporting the Democratic Party, and still they're watching what they feel are their rights being stripped away. What is your message to those voters who say, at this point, they feel like the fight isn't worth it?
They can't give up. They can't wear down. We've seen what's happened in the Supreme Court in the last 24 hours, when we've seen what they've done on gun rights. And when you look at what Judge Thomas wrote in his opinion, that we should be looking at all kinds of other issues that have been the rule of law for a while, people need to understand that this is a crisis moment in our country, and that I have worked for 50 years to make progress in so many different areas. And I am not going to give up. I am not going to let all of the work that I have done for the last 50 years and many other people with me go back. And that these are the times that we make our voices heard. We do not let others win. We cannot let hate and fear divide us. And this is the moment that we galvanize.
Are you pinning your hopes on holding steady in the midterms, or are there specific concrete actions that you think that your party could take in the interim?
I think that there are very specific things that we are going to have to take a very serious look at doing. I woke up optimistic as we were going to vote on a gun bill for the first significant piece of gun legislation that had been done in 30 years. A significant number of Republican senators in the Senate were voting with us. And then as we were on the floor getting ready to do that, we got the Supreme Court announcement, their decision that, well, even though we sort of knew it was coming, it was stunning. But quite frankly, the opinion itself was also stunning as well. So we have to really understand the rights that are endangered and what we have the ability to do. We can get votes through the House. We're going to have to figure out what we can get through the Senate.
Congresswoman, I want to ask you about the intersection of faith and abortion, because this is already, it's a controversial issue, but particularly in religious spaces. I mean, we've seen where bishops have said that the president can't receive communion. You are Catholic. The Catholic Church came out and celebrated this ruling today. How do you explain to people who want to know about your support of abortion rights how you juxtapose those views?
I don't use the word abortion. I hate that word. And this is one of the most difficult decisions that I have to make. And I could never have had one. I wanted to have a child very badly, and it wasn't meant to be. But there's a separation of church and state in this country, and this country was founded on that. And this is an individual decision that must be made between a woman, her doctor, her faith, and her partner or her family if they are involved and engaged. And when we start talking about some of these fundamental freedoms of this country and that separation, we have to stand up for that. And this isn't easy. This isn't, but this is something that I feel very, very strongly. And I do wish that the Catholic Church would speak up, those same bishops that talk about this, that would make sure that we cared about children once they were born, that we were making sure that they were being fed and getting the proper nutrition and the proper education. Are we prepared in the United States Congress to pass a bill that ensures that every child born is going to have what they need to be successful until they're 18? There's some serious discussions that we have to have.
There's been a number of states that have already had abortion bans enacted as soon as this ruling was made. Michigan is not one of them, but abortion rights could face a renewed legal challenge there in your home state now that this ruling has been issued. Are you concerned about the future of reproductive rights in Michigan as well?
I'm concerned about them in every state. We have a governor that and a number of top elected officials in the state that are trying to protect an individual woman's rights, her own health care decisions. And the president today made it very clear, as well as the Justice Department did, that they will protect a woman's right to travel, a woman's right to access to medicine. I mean, we really need to understand that what some people are saying is that women shouldn't have access to contraceptives. By the way, are we going to ban vasectomies? And I never thought that in this country, in the United States of America, we would be having some of the discussions people are talking about right now.
Congresswoman Debbie Dingell, thanks so much for your time.
Thank you.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.